Hello folks, it's that time again for What's for Supper Wednesday. And this week what we're going to be doing, we're making Copycat Kfc. Now what we're going to be using today folks is chicken thighs. We deboned them. Got a big pack the other day at Walmart. $1.50 something a pound I believe it was. But what we're going to do, set this aside just a second. We're going to make a little brine with buttermilk and 2 eggs, and I'll tell you in just a minute there, just put enough buttermilk in the bowl. We're not measuring nothing out with the buttermilk, just enough where it'll cover up all your chicken. That's depending on how much chicken you have. Now let's get to the coating. In this coating here we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of table salt, 1.5 teaspoons of dried thyme, 1.5 teaspoons of dried basil, 4 tablespoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of oregano dried, 1 tablespoon of celery salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dry mustard powder, 3 tablespoons of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, and this is up to you. We put in 1 tablespoon of MSG accent. We're going to mix all this together, and then what we're going to do after your chicken, how we're doing it, folks. Now you do this however you'd like. One of the recipes calls for just dipping the chicken down into water. There, the stove just heated up. But what we've done, we're brining our chicken. Now, KFC, they use a pressure cooker with oil. We're just going to be using oil and heating it to 350 degrees. We preheated the oven to 175. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a cookie sheet and take a cooling rack for cookies, place in the cookie sheet there, and as we cook the chicken, even if it's not completely up to temperature, what we'll do, we'll set it on the cooling rack, let your oil come back up to temperature, and then it'll finish cooking while it's in the oven there. That way your coating don't get real dark. Alrighty, let's get started. Alrighty, what we're going to do, folks, we're going to make a little brine. Carolyn's going to crack 2 eggs down in this bowl. I'm over there working right now deboning the chicken thighs. And then, now this step here is totally up to you. The one recipe says you can just dip them in water and then roll them in the flour. But what we're going to actually do, we're going to brine the chicken for roughly 30 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, let me grab the buttermilk. Hold on 1 second. Give your buttermilk a good shake. Just pour some in. You ain't got to do no specific measurements, just enough you think it's going to cover your chicken thighs. And also, we're going to try, I don't know how this works or not. Also, we're going to try, after we get done doing the chicken, frying it, we've got some waffle fries. We're going to let them thaw a little bit. We're going to dip them down in this here, and then roll them in the flour mixture, and fry them up. Let's try it. Alright, this is all we're doing right now, folks. Get that there mixed up. Now I'll throw the chicken in here as we're cutting it. Alrighty. Just as I'm going through a debone it, we'll place that down in the egg wash brine. Just make sure you get all the bones. Now, deboning is completely up to you all. If you don't want to cut the bones out, that's fine. It'll just cook a little bit longer. And I'll be telling you here in just a little bit what we're going to do to try to keep it from getting too brown. Now this here, thighs will stay pretty juicy anyway. But breast or your white meat like that there, you would probably want to go ahead and brine it like this. This will make it a little bit more juicier. Alrighty, we'll see you in just a minute. Alrighty folks, this is what it looks like after you've blended it all together, mixed it up. Carolyn said she can smell it pretty good. Alrighty folks, go ahead and get a piece of chicken out. Shake it off there. Then we'll take it and we'll just push it down in the flour. So push it on it. And then just shake off the excess. And then we'll lay it in the oil. Now, it's going to take a little while. We've got 10 pieces. It looks like we're only going to be able to get a chicken thigh to each side. Just press it into it there. Make sure it's all coated. Just be careful, don't get burnt. Alrighty folks, this here was after 6 minutes. It's up to temperature now. We could back it off just a little bit because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting it in the oven. It's 175 degrees and that way the coating won't be as dark. Carolyn tried a little piece of the coating. She said it's pretty good. Alright, we'll stick these two in the oven. They can continue cooking while we're fixing the rest. Alrighty folks, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but what we're going to do, we're going to take some fries. We had some waffle cut ones. We're going to put that down in the egg wash, mix it around, and then we'll put it in the flour, and then we'll deep fry these. Alrighty, we're just throwing a little bit on them there. We thawed them a little bit. Alrighty, we'll cook these probably about 2-3 minutes. Alrighty folks, there you have it. Carolyn fixed us some biscuits. And we have our taters over here. And there's our chicken. Folks, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a blessed day. Lord willing, be seeing you Friday. And just like to tell you, now folks, we don't eat like this every day. We do eat healthier some days.